I think it's important to get your legal facts right, because there's always somebody out there who will make sure that you get them right, and they'll tell you if you get them wrong. And not even your legal facts, but just whether your character's got the right bus down the King's Road. So you've always got to do your research really carefully. And yeah, I mean, I take that part of it seriously, and I do talk to people who are involved in that business. So I talk to a kidnap consultant because my character is a kidnap consultant.
The legal facts, no. I think it's very important to get your police procedural facts right, because they change every 3 months. The Metropolitan Police reorganises every 3 years on a rotating basis, and so therefore, one week you've got your department is called one thing, and then the next week it's called something else. So you have to keep up with that. I like research. I respect people who don't do any research and just make stuff up. If they can do that, that's fine. But I like to do research. It's kind of relaxing. It's much better than actually having to do any writing. So there's a long research period, lots of hours on the internet.
The research tends to be with mostly police. They're police stories, and it's a violent book. And ironically, the most violent story in the book is actually from a real police officer. So these people do live on those mean streets. And particular police officers have been very useful. The second book was with a family liaison officer that I researched, and that's a really interesting role because they're in houses where people are the relatives of the victims of crime often, but the first suspect is actually the family. So it's a very interesting role there.
I don't do tons of research. I almost reverse engineer the whole thing. So I kind of write what I want to write, and I write what I want to happen. And then I have a few good friends who are lawyers and cops who I then run questions by, and they can tell me, usually that I'm cheating a little bit, but at least then I know how much I am. But yeah, I'm not a big procedural person, so I like to really get down the characters and the thoughts first, and then do my fact checking. Every once in a while, it gets me into trouble. I have to do some serious rewriting.
I like to keep it real, and I've got helpers. I've got a retired chief inspector, and I've got a pathologist at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. And I've never met him, but he's really accommodating and says, oh yes, I asked something like, please can I have somebody who looks like this when they've come out of water and been drowned? And he goes, oh, all right then.
I'll probably be different than everybody else in this question. I think research is tremendously overrated. And in fact, if you're a new writer, I'm going to recommend to you that you do no research, or as little as humanly possible. And there's 3 reasons for it. One is researching is more fun than writing, so you use it as an excuse not to write. It'll be like, I'm going to write a scene in Piccadilly Circus. Oh, but first I better go to Piccadilly Circus and watch the people walk. No, 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 no. You know what it's like, you've been there, write the scene right now. That's reason 1. Reason 2 is, have you ever read that book where the author's done a lot of research, so he slows down his story by throwing in a lot of factoids? That doesn't happen with me because I don't know anything. It's dangerous to know anything. So for those reasons, I really think you shouldn't do too much research. It doesn't mean you should get it all wrong. But remember, this is fiction, and fiction by definition means I make stuff up.
I'm going to give a really sort of uncool answer. These days, I think it's very important. You're meant to say, yeah, I do loads and loads of research. And actually, for me, the thing at the centre of the book is an imaginative act. And if you've read the book, you'll know that Talking to the Dead is really very much about a very strange, very, I hope, compelling protagonist. And so, for me, Fiona Griffiths is absolutely the heart of the book. And I can't talk to anyone about her. She's just a voice in my head. So do I get my legal facts right and so forth? Yeah, and I make sure that those things are correct. But the heart of the novel isn't really about research at all.